In this video, you will learn how to back up your files and folders using a free built-in program within Windows 10. So let's get started. Click on the search button and then type in backup. And you'll see where it says backup settings. Click that. This is going to bring up all your backup settings. Now, if you look a little further down here, you'll see looking for an older backup. They also brought over the backup and restore feature in Windows 7. So if you're familiar with the backup and restore feature in Windows 7, you might want to use that. But if you're new to backup and this is Windows 10 and the first time you've done a backup, we'd go ahead and suggest just sticking with the current backup system. It's very easy. So what you first want to do is plug in a drive if you don't already have one plugged in, either a USB drive or a USB disk drive, either a thumb drive or a disk drive. Or you can also put this on a network share, but they suggest to put it on a disk or thumb drive. Once you have the thumb drive or disk plugged in, simply click Add Drive. It's going to search and see if it can find a drive. It did find a drive. It's the D drive, and it's 465 gig. So this is a USB hard drive. So we'll simply click that. And really that's it. It's done. Your files are being backed up. So, but you may have questions like which files are being backed up? How often are they being backed up? So for that, you click on More Options. And now on here you can look back up my files, and this has the default every hour. You can leave it on every hour. Some people actually put it on daily, and it'll actually every day it'll make a backup. It'll go and make a backup when your computer's turned off. If you turn off your computer, it's not going to make the backup, but as soon as you turn your computer on, it'll start the backup process. And it says on here, keep my backups forever. Now the options you have on here is most people use it is default, and they do keep it on there forever. What happens is once the drive fills up, you'll be prompted and say, hey, your backup drive's filled. What do you want to do? And then you can manually go in and start deleting older backups. So depending on how big your drive is, you could have backups going for a year or 2 years or 3 years. Some people put until space is needed. So, and what that'll do is, let's say you have 2 years of backups on there, so you can go 2 years in the past and grab files. At the end of 2 years, it'll start deleting the oldest ones automatically. So you'll basically be sitting with 2 years of data. Unless you get more data, then that'll shorten that time period. So you can choose either one of those. And if you're not for sure, just leave it on default, and eventually you'll be prompted to clean up some files once the drive fills up over time. Now down here you can look and see exactly what files folders are being backed up, and the basic ones are being backed up. I mean the main ones that you need. If you look at it, your favorites, so like your internet favorites are being backed up, any of your contacts that you've created, anything you might have in OneDrive, everything on your desktop, all your desktop files. So these are the main ones. Let's take a look. Pictures, your public documents, your documents, which are probably your most important, and your desktop, your videos, your saved pictures, and your music. So if you wanted to exclude a folder, let's say you didn't want music to be backed up, then you would simply click exclude folders there, and then navigate to the folder that you want if it was music, and then you would choose that folder, and then it would take away that folder. So now you can see it's no longer there, and it even shows you which one's excluded. Let's say you had Dropbox or another program that you wanted to include. Simply click the add folder button and then navigate to where the Dropbox is located. So like, let's say it was on the C drive and program files, and then if it was under, let's say there was one called Dropbox, and you would go in there and you'd find Dropbox and then click on that folder and then click choose this folder. So then it's going to add that to the backup, and it will start backing that up also. So that's it. If you do want to stop using the backup or stop using this drive, and let's say you get another drive you want to use, you can do stop using the drive, and then when you put the new drive in, you can come back in here and just choose the drive that you want. So that's it with the backups. If you have any questions on that, definitely feel free to leave a comment or question below. And then on the next section, we're going to go into restoring files from a current backup, and I'll go in step by step on how to restore the file. Okay, so now that we have our backup going, let's say sometime in the future we want to do a restore. It's very simple. Click on the start button and then type in backup again. And then you'll see where the backup settings, you'll be going to the same place. And once your backup settings come up, click on where it says more options. and simply scroll down, and you'll see where it says restore files from a current backup. And then this will actually bring up the restore window. Now, because I had it set on every 10 minutes, it created quite a few backups. If you have it set on a day, it's easier because you can just kind of go back one day from another. See, so 19 to 21, but this is still June 25th, June 25th, June 26th. So you can see that multiple backups were being made per day. But again, if you had it on backup once a day, then you just, for every click, you'd have one day. So you can just go back into time. So once you find the date that you want and the file that you want, so for instance, let's say in my documents, you had a file that was cropped or you deleted it and you needed to grab it back. So we're going to grab it back from June 25th. When you click on it, you can click this icon right here and it'll restore to the original location. We still have that file there, so it's saying, hey, do you want to replace this file? So let's say you didn't want to do that. You didn't want to replace the file. You can either rename that file and that location, or you can use this button here and it says restore to, and simply choose the location where you want it. And so in this case, we're going to put it on the desktop, and as you can see, it restored it right there on the desktop. And then at that point, you can modify it, rename it, and then put it back in documents however you wanted to. Just copy it or cut it and put it back into the My Documents folder. So it's that easy. Just go back and forth, find the file you want, and click the restore button. If you want it in the same location, if you want it in a different location, click on the cog, highlight the file you want, click on the cog, and then click on restore to, and then set up to where you want it to restore to. And that's it. If you have any questions or anything or comments, feel free to leave them below. Thank you for watching and have a great day.